Welcome to the Lean Launchpad, the podcast that brings you a closer look at entrepreneurship and innovation through the lens of the Lean Startup methodology. I'm your host, Claudia, and I'm thrilled to have you join us for another episode. In today's episode, we've got something special in store for you. We're diving deep into the fascinating journey of one of the most iconic names in the history of social media, MySpace. We'll dissect its meteoric rise and its eventual fall, all while applying the principles of Lean Startup to understand what went right and what went wrong. But before we jump into the details, let me remind you of what to expect from the Lean Launchpad. Each week, we'll select a compelling case study from the world of business. We'll examine both the successes and setbacks of these businesses, all through the lens of the Lean Startup methodology. Our goal is to help you, our entrepreneurial audience, gain valuable insights that you can apply to your own ventures. Here is what you can expect from each episode. We'll start by shining a spotlight on the chosen business. Next, we'll put on our Lean Starter glasses. We'll analyze the key decisions, strategies, and pivotal moments in the business's journey. We'll identify critical junctures in the business's timeline and discuss how Lean principles played a role in shaping its destiny. We'll distill the most valuable lessons and actionable takeaways that you can apply to your own startup journey. Towards the end of each episode, we'll address your questions and comments related to the case study and the Lean Startup methodology. I'll be joined by two experts, John and Peter, who have a wealth of knowledge to share and who love to answer your questions. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just getting started, we've got something for everyone, so make sure you don't miss out and subscribe to our channel. Let's jump into the incredible story of MySpace and explore the Lean Startup principles that can help us unlock its secrets.
Welcome to the Lean Launchpad, unpacking startup triumphs and tribulations.
For those of you who may not remember or are new to the story, MySpace was a pioneer in the world of social networking. It was a place where people connected, shared their interests, and expressed themselves in the early 2000s. But how did MySpace rise to prominence and what set it apart from the rest? Well, to understand that, we have to rewind the clock and take a closer look at its beginnings. Founded in 2003 by Tom Anderson and Chris DeWolfe, MySpace started as a platform for users to connect with friends, customize their profiles, and share music. It quickly gained traction, becoming the social media destination of choice for millions. What set MySpace apart was its emphasis on personalization. Users could create their own profiles, decorate them with custom backgrounds, and even add music to give visitors a glimpse into their personalities. The platform tapped into the desires of the emerging internet generation, offering a space for self-expression, connection, and discovery. It became more than just a social network. It was a cultural hub. MySpace also recognized the power of music in bringing people together. It allowed musicians to showcase their work, making it a breeding ground for emerging artists who could connect directly with fans. But what truly propelled MySpace was its rapid user acquisition. It wasn't just about attracting users. It was about creating a community. The platform was viral before the term viral became a marketing buzzword. Tom Anderson's famous default friend strategy, where he became everyone's first friend, gave MySpace a personal touch. It made users feel like they were part of something special, a digital movement. The network effect kicked in and MySpace's growth seemed unstoppable. Musicians, celebrities, and everyday people flocked to the platform, further fueling its popularity. And let's not forget the power of data. MySpace was one of the first platforms to collect and use user data for targeted advertising, setting the stage for the data-driven advertising model we see today. It was a thrilling ride to the top, but as we'll discuss later, the journey wasn't without its challenges. MySpace's rapid growth would eventually face competition, leadership changes, and shifts in user preferences. In this business spotlight, we've seen how MySpace's focus on personalization, music community, and data-driven strategies propelled it to social media stardom. It's a story of innovation, cultural impact, and early internet nostalgia. So as we move forward and analyze MySpace's journey through the lens of lean startup principles, remember the unique elements that made MySpace an internet sensation? Stay with us as we uncover the pivotal moments, strategies, and lessons that defined MySpace's rise and fall. Our aim is to draw valuable insights for your own entrepreneurial endeavors. That's it for this deep business spotlight on MySpace. Up next, we'll don our lean glasses and explore the lean startup principles at play during MySpace's ascent. Don't go anywhere. Up next, the lean lens. It's time to put on our lean lens as we dive into the lean startup perspective on the rise and fall of MySpace. In this segment, Lean Lens will dissect key moments, strategies, and decisions made by MySpace, all through the critical framework of the lean startup methodology. So how did MySpace embody these lean principles in its journey to social media stardom? Let's take a closer look. Rapid prototyping. MySpace was quick to introduce new features and customization options, allowing users to experiment with their profiles. This iterative approach kept users engaged and coming back for more. Customer feedback. MySpace actively listened to user feedback and incorporated it into its platform. Features like music profiles and customizable backgrounds were direct responses to user preferences. Data-driven growth. MySpace leveraged user data not only for advertising, but also for shaping its product. It used data insights to refine its recommendations and enhance user experiences. At moments, just like any startup, MySpace faced challenges. It adapted by pivoting from a pure social network to a music-centered platform. This strategic shift allowed it to tap into a niche and remain relevant. Sustainable growth. MySpace's viral growth wasn't just about acquiring users, but retaining them. It succeeded in creating a sense of community and engagement that kept users coming back. And as we'll explore further in this segment, the lean startup approach isn't without its own set of challenges. We'll discuss how MySpace navigated these challenges and where it may have deviated from lean principles. That's it for the introduction to our lean lens segment. Up next, we're diving into the turning points. Every story has turning points. We'll identify critical junctures in the business's timeline and discuss how lean principles played a role in shaping its destiny. We will also take a closer look at what made MySpace falter and ultimately fail. Stay tuned for a deep analysis of MySpace's pivotal moments and the lessons we can draw from them. Don't go anywhere. There's more to uncover in this fascinating journey through the rise and fall of MySpace. The turning points. In this segment, we'll unravel the critical moments in MySpace's journey and dissect how lean principles played a role in shaping its destiny, including where it went wrong and ultimately failed. MySpace's rise to social media stardom was nothing short of remarkable. It was a platform that connected millions of users, celebrated musicians, and even played a part in shaping pop culture. But every success story has its turning points, and MySpace was no exception. First up, the Facebook challenge. One of the key turning points came when a young and ambitious Facebook emerged as a formidable competitor. Facebook's clean interface and a focus on a broader demographic appealed to users, drawing them away from MySpace. Leadership changes, leadership transitions, and shifts in strategic direction disrupted MySpace's momentum. As it attempted to pivot and reinvent itself, it struggled to maintain its core user base, user experience issues. MySpace's heavy customization options, once its unique selling point, became a liability. Cluttered profiles and slow load times drove users away, impacting the overall user experience. Privacy concerns. Privacy breaches and issues related to user data eroded trust in the platform. Users became wary of sharing personal information, leading to a decline in engagement. Failure to innovate. MySpace struggled to keep up with evolving user expectations and technology trends. It failed to innovate and adapt quickly enough to retain its user base. These turning points, among others, mark the decline of MySpace's once dominant position in the social media landscape. While it's crucial to recognise where MySpace went wrong, we must also consider how lean principles could have influenced these critical decisions. Lean startup methodology advocates continuous learning and adaptation, which can help businesses navigate these turning points more effectively. By validating assumptions, experimenting, and staying close to user feedback, companies can make informed decisions to pivot or persevere. As entrepreneurs, we can draw from MySpace's journey, especially in recognizing the importance of adapting and staying agile in a rapidly changing digital landscape. Stay tuned, because up next, we're diving into the lessons learned. In this segment, we'll extract the most valuable takeaways from MySpace's journey, offering you practical insights for your own entrepreneurial endeavors. In this segment, we'll distill the most valuable takeaways from MySpace's incredible journey. As entrepreneurs and business enthusiasts, it's essential to reflect on the successes and setbacks of others to chart our own course. MySpace's story is a treasure trove of insights, and here are some of the key lessons we can draw from its experience. Adapt or perish. MySpace's inability to adapt to changing user preferences and market dynamics was a critical factor in its decline. The lesson here is clear: stay agile, pivot when necessary, and always be ready to evolve. User-centric approach. MySpace's early success was built on catering to its users' desires for personalization and self-expression. And as entrepreneurs, understanding and responding to your target audience's needs is paramount. Innovation is key. MySpace's failure to innovate allowed competitors like Facebook to gain the upper hand. Embrace a culture of innovation within your organization to stay ahead of the curve. Data privacy matters. MySpace's privacy breaches eroded trust, leading to a decline in user engagement. Safeguarding user data and building trust should be a top priority in today's digital landscape. Leadership matters. Leadership transitions and strategic shifts can significantly impact a company's trajectory. Ensure strong leadership and a clear vision to guide your startup's growth. Never underestimate competition. Facebook's emergence as a formidable competitor caught MySpace off guard. Keep an eye on your competition and be prepared to respond. These lessons learned from MySpace's journey serve as valuable signposts for your entrepreneurial endeavors. They offer guidance, inspiration, and cautionary tales to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape. That is it for the lessons learned, but hold on to your seats, folks, because we're about to dive into the most interactive and engaging part of our show. Audience questions and answers. This is your chance to be part of the conversation. We are here to address your burning questions and comments about MySpace, lean startup, and anything else on your entrepreneurial mind. This is the segment where your voice takes center stage, where we address your inquiries, share insights, and foster a sense of community among fellow entrepreneurs. But before we dive into your questions, I have the pleasure of introducing two very special guests who will be joining me today to help answer your queries and provide expert insights. Please give a warm welcome to our co-hosts, John and Peter.
Hello, everyone. I'm John, and I'm thrilled to be here.
And I'm Peter, equally excited to be part of this conversation.
Thank you, John and Peter, for joining us today. Your expertise in the lean startup methodology will be invaluable as we address our audience's questions. Now, let's get started. Whether you have inquiries about MySpace, lean startup principles, or anything related to entrepreneurship, this is your moment. We're here to listen and engage with you. So without further ado, let's jump into audience questions and answers. What's on your mind? Who's ready to kickstart this dynamic discussion? Raise your virtual hand and let's dive in. Our first question today comes from Sarah in California. She asks, how can the lean startup approach help me test my business idea without a big budget?
Yeah, great question, Sarah. The lean startup approach is ideal for testing business ideas on a budget. Start by creating a minimal viable product to test your concept with real users. Focus on actionable metrics and iterate based on feedback to refine your idea without massive investments.
And don't forget, Sarah, lean principles encourage experimentation and learning. You can validate assumptions through surveys, interviews, and landing pages before committing to larger expenditures. It's all about resourcefulness and adaptability.
Excellent insights, John and Peter. Our next question is from Mark in New York. Mark asks, what role does market research play in the lean startup method, and how can I do it effectively?
Market research is crucial, Mark. Lean startup emphasizes understanding your target market deeply. Start by creating customer personas and conducting competitive analysis. Use lean principles to validate assumptions through lean customer feedback loops, ensuring you're building something people want.
And keep it lean, Mark. Avoid extensive, time-consuming research up front. Focus on quick, actionable research methods to gather insights and iterate rapidly. Remember, it's about learning and adapting, not exhaustive market analysis.
Fantastic advice, John and Peter.
Well, we're trying our best.
Good. Keep it up. Our next question is from Maria in Florida.
Yeah.
Maria asks, how do you know when it's time to pivot, and what are the signs that your original business idea isn't working?
Knowing when to pivot is crucial. Signs of an unsuccessful idea include consistent customer rejection, declining engagement, or failing to meet key metrics. When these signs persist, despite adjustments, it's time to pivot, reassess your strategy, and explore new directions.
Lean startup principles encourage constant feedback and data-driven decisions. If your idea isn't gaining traction and you're not learning from your experiments, that's a strong indicator that it's time to pivot.
So it's about reading the signs.
Exactly.
Okay, that actually helps a lot. So our next question comes from James in London. James asks, can the lean startup methodology be applied to non-tech businesses, or is it primarily for startups in the tech industry?
James, the lean startup methodology isn't limited to tech startups. It can be applied to any industry. Whether you're launching a bakery, a consulting firm, or a tech startup, the principles of lean, validated learning, experimentation, and customer centricity apply universally.
Exactly, John. Lean principles are about minimizing waste, optimizing resources, and maximizing value. It's about understanding your customers' needs and delivering solutions efficiently, no matter the business domain.
Great insights, John and Peter. Our final question today is from Thomas in Australia. Thomas asks, what's the biggest mistake entrepreneurs often make when applying lean principles, and how can they avoid it?
An important question, Thomas. One common mistake is prematurely scaling an idea before it's validated. And entrepreneurs often rush to expand before fully understanding their market. To avoid this, focus on small controlled experiments and gather feedback before scaling. And don't forget that lean principles aren't a one-size-fits-all solution. Be flexible and adapt the methodology to your specific context. Sometimes entrepreneurs get too rigid in their approach, which can hinder innovation.
Thank you, John and Peter, for your valuable insights. And thank you to our audience for these thoughtful questions. We love engaging with you and helping you on your entrepreneurial journey. That concludes our audience questions and answers for today. If you have more questions or topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes, please don't hesitate to reach out. Your curiosity fuels our discussions. As we wrap up this episode, remember to subscribe to the Lean Launchpad to continue your entrepreneurial education. Until next time, stay lean, stay curious, and keep pursuing your entrepreneurial dreams.
The Lean Launchpad, unpacking startup triumphs and tribulations.